it's not really your first record now. I mean,
No.
you've done some before, but it's more or less the first.
I don't really know whether you've had releases here before or not. It's Wonderful Life, the first single in Germany, properly released. I mean, I know there have been imports.
Yeah, imports, of course. But
So
to me, that's records anyway.
yeah, I just, it's impossible to keep up with where you've been released. I mean, I was in Belgium last week, and every time they try to release a record, there's like another one comes out in Britain. So they've had 3 out in the space of about 6 weeks. It seems like it's stupid.
But it's the first which got that success, which got you shooting up into the charts, up to the top, and being,
in the UK?
Yeah?
There's just 2 now. Well, Sweetest Smile was
Yeah.
the first. I don't think that's been released here. Yes.
Not
A
yet.
Wonderful Life
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's the feeling, becoming a top star, let's say, in a minute?
Yeah.
Although the
It's
work behind
peculiar, very peculiar. There's going to be a period of readjustment, I think. It's a totally different lifestyle you have to lead all of a sudden. I'm in this week. I'm in Germany. Next week, I haven't a clue.
Do you like it?
So far, yeah. As long as I don't have to talk about myself too much, you know.
So-
You can only do it for so long.
About what would you like to talk then?
No, I mean, 2 days in 1 week is enough.
I
You know, if it was 5 days, I'd go crazy.
Okay, I read in your biography that you started off with opera singings,
Yeah. I'm doing that.
Puccini, Mozart, stuff like that, and that your teacher said, whoever can sing everything. Is that right?
Yeah, if you.
But
What she was trying to say was, if you can do opera, then
you can.
you can sing anything. Yeah.
Do you miss the classical feeling
Well,
in the music you're doing now?
no. I mean, the intention was never to be an opera singer. It was just she wanted to give it a go. She thought that what we were doing before was going so well, it'd be quite interesting to try something like opera, which is a lot harder than pop. And it just makes it easy for me when I come away from doing that to sing my own songs.
But would you say that you were influenced in your writing by these, let's say, classical stuff?
Not really, no. I don't really have a process by which I write songs, apart from if I can hum them or not, which is, I try, well, for the last 18 months or so, I've been endeavouring to start from the tune and then work outwards, because there were so many bands around at the time that were obviously improvising songs, as a band, and then the singer would come along and try and find a tune over the top, and we just, in Britain, we ended up with about 200 bands that sound like U2 or Simple Minds. Okay, they do what they do very well, but all the imitators, it's just boring. So I wanted, for me, something that was closer to the classic idea of a song. It could be in Berlin, or it could be Roy Orbison, or
So it would be possible to say that in the classical meaning of singer-songwriter, you're a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Your songs, maybe it's British, but I think they've got a bit of ironic or satirical understatement. Is that right?
Yeah.
A little political approach.
The titles were a bit of a red
like
herring.
Wonderful World or things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
What's so wonderful about this world?
Well, there isn't anything that's... it was designed to deceive the people in Britain who were picking up a superficially gloomy feeling from the music. So I was constantly being told that the songs were too down, too miserable. And I thought, well, maybe, but so what? so I put some happier titles on the same sort of songs as I've always been writing, like Sweetest Smile and Everything's Coming Up Roses, Wonderful Life. And they go, oh, it's great, so happy, but exactly the same songs. The lyrics are, they're ironic.
Don't you feel it difficult to, let's say, have on one side the more honest thoughts about world, about philosophy in this world, about this world, and on the other side doing pop music, where a lot of people, well, over here, really couldn't understand the words, just listen to the music, dance, and take it over the body.
I mean, you can't really manipulate the way people listen to music. I mean, I know personally that some of the times I'm not interested in listening to lyrics. I'll put a record on because I like having music all the time when I'm washing the dishes or doing some ironing or something like that. And there are other times when I like to sit down and listen properly. And all people are like that, I think. So I much prefer to listen to things that have that extra level, if you want it.
Now, a lot of people say the music you're doing is, well, that's pop music at the top. So that's pop music ad absolutum. Absolute pop music.
Does that mean it's good?
Yeah, no, it means it's better than good.
Oh, I see. Wow, that's nice.
It's, nothing over.
Yeah, but I always felt that there was nothing particularly original about what I was doing. I think perhaps it's just in the current climate of pop music, there's been an ongoing trend towards music that only had that superficial element, and there was nothing behind that, and maybe people are ready to listen to, something that does have that.
Did you feel as a pop musician?
Well, at the end of the day, it's only pop music after all. I mean, it means a lot to me, but I never expected it will mean the same to someone else. I think that would be too arrogant.
So, what were your influences in becoming a pop musician? I can't imagine that you were born and thought, I'm going to be a pop musician someday.
No, when I was about 14, I saw Jailhouse Rock, the Elvis Presley film, and that had made an impression on me, purely because I became fascinated with the idea of a pop star, and had no idea what was involved in the making of music, so eventually I managed to learn to play the guitar. And by the time I was 20, I was so obsessed with the idea of becoming a professional musician that I decided that I was going to have a damn good go at doing it.
But there were no musicians in your family?
No, it's just me. There's none of them are musical at all.
Was it very hard at the beginning to say to get gigs or to find studios?
Well, it's hard to take you serious. For people to take it seriously, it seems you have to struggle for them to believe that you really mean it. They say, well, what makes you think you're so special that you're going to do what hundreds fail to do? Response was always, well, someone's got to.
Were there a lot of pressure behind, well, from the record company to you to, let's say, to imitate a style of Simple Minds or Thompson Twins or?
Well, this isn't my first recording contract. I was with WEA for 2 years, which was almost a complete waste of time. There was 2 singles released in 2 years and a lot of problems I had with the record company, but it was a formative experience, and I learnt a lot about the way the industry works. So by the time I came into this contract with A&M, I was set in the way that I knew I wanted to do things. Now, when an artist goes to a company and they have that, then any decent record company will not try to change that, because that's that they're not really signing what they want. They will be signing something that they want to turn into something else, which is what they could get anyone to do.
But was there never a minute or a time in your career or in your time of being a musician where you said, oh, give it all away,
yeah,
I don't want to be rude now.
But once,
but you know what I mean.
Once every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Was it that hard?
Well, I have a lot of mood changes. You know, one minute I'm very happy, and the next minute I'm not at all. So I'm always going to have those swings. So I was very frustrated for a long, long time, and this is my first taste of success, as it were. So I have to force myself to enjoy it.
So are you afraid, in a way, of becoming a star?
No.
So on the other side, you're not really looking forward.
Well,
to it.
I mean, the fame isn't really important, and the money isn't important. The thing for me, it became a matter of pride that I succeeded in my chosen profession. And after 6 years of getting nowhere, you know, you start to wonder if it's them or if it's you. And then you actually meet up with a record company who are sympathetic to the way that artists work and are genuinely interested in what you're doing. And the contract that they set up with me reflected that. I mean, there's a thing in Britain now where most recording contracts being offered to new bands are for singles only, and then maybe an album. Well, I got A&M to commit to 2 LPs before they had any choice, you know, which could run into hundreds of thousands of pounds just to record the things. And that was the only way I could gauge their level of enthusiasm. You know, once I'd done that and made an LP which I was happy with, I mean, I've really achieved most of my ambition. One of the only way that I can carry on making records is if they then sell, because you know they're a business; they have to make money.
So it's always said in the biography, it's you and the band. But to me, it looks like more it's you and some session musicians.
Well,
is there a real band behind you?
No. It's just
you
I use people as I need them, and just different people for different jobs. Having said that, there's now a band rehearsing in Liverpool, so we'll be ready within 5 or 6 weeks to play live concerts.
But being in the studio means still you're the band.
Well, the studio, there's me and there's the producer, and then whoever we decide to use for a particular job.
Okay, something totally different to end this interview. She knows the question already.
What colour socks are you wearing?
No. Nearly. Do you have a favourite dish?
Dish?
Eat, meat.
Chinese. Anything Chinese.
Anything Chinese.
Yeah, I love Chinese food.
Good. There's a very good one. Just
is there?
Here. Yeah.
Oh, great. This is what I like.
Just about 15 meters, yeah.
Oh, I might get a chance to
very good one.
Pop in there later.
Okay, well, thank you for the interview.
You're welcome.